Hello, viewers of Spell, and welcome to this new What If. What if Midoriya was a D&D sorcerer, specifically wild magic? Please sit on in, and hope you enjoy, and hopefully this new What If kicks off. But without much further ado, let's get on to the What If. Our story starts off with Midoriya's grandfather, who had actually created a small dimensional rift that took him to the My Hero Academia universe. He would have a pretty normal life, get married, have Midoriya's father, Hisashi, and then Hisashi wouldn't really get involved with the whole magic aspect, get a normal job, then Hisashi would get married to Inko, they would have Midoriya, and he would take a job overseas. So then we flash forward to when Midoriya was 4. He would be playing in the other room while his grandfather was trying to help out Mother with a couple things. He would be throwing his arms around, pretending to be the hero All Might, as a fireball would appear and cause a small explosion. Midoriya would start to cry as Inko and his grandfather would run in. His grandfather would realize that Midoriya had inherited his wild magic sorcery, and not a normal quirk. Of course, he classified his sorcery as a quirk, so I guess I could just say it was from him, but pretty much all the quirk said is, it can do a lot of stuff. He would immediately begin Midoriya's training to be a wild magic sorcerer, including giving him a wand that would hopefully cut back on the amount of incidents, as Midoriya's grandfather would put it, because it helped focus his magic. Unlike in canon, Bakugo would have a pretty good relationship with Midoriya, with Bakugo thinking Midoriya's quirk was kinda cool. Midoriya would get picked on a little, but not too bad. Then we flash forward many years to when Midoriya was in the final year of middle school. Midoriya would be seated towards the back of the class, with Midoriya's teacher saying, "I have some career aptitude tests for you." A little weird I'm handing these out before you're even in high school, but we all know what careers you want to take the hero track. He would throw the papers up into the air, and the class would get rowdy. Midoriya thought about joining in, but then remembered his grandfather's stern warnings about not using his magic without his wand. Otherwise, it could go wild. While remembering once when he did and accidentally summoned an elemental. That was exciting, scary, and a little funny on how his grandfather wasn't that freaked out, but still, a monster made out of fire popped out of a portal, so that was scary for the time. But his thoughts would be interrupted with Bakugo saying, "Come on, Teach, we all know most of these guys could do is become sidekicks for some D-lister. Me and Chaos are the only ones here that can make it to the pro hero track." As everyone started yelling at Bakugo for, the insult. As the teacher would just say, "Okay, everyone, just calm down. Y'all know, everyone, just calm down. Y'all know you can't use your quirks at school." As the teacher would then say, "You both registered for the UA application, right?" With Bakugo then responding, "Sure did, Teach." As the teacher muttered under his breath, "Maybe a couple people from the school will get into UA this time." As the class would go back into the rhythm of normalcy. And after class, Bakugo would ask Midoriya if he wanted to hang out with him and a couple of Bakugo's friends. Midoriya, which would actually only really have Bakugo as a main friend in this timeline, mostly because he is a little bit more guarded, since he wants to try to keep the fact his quirk's not really a quirk a secret, would just say no. Bakugo would raise his eyebrows at the expression Midoriya had, being that of a fake smile, and the fact that Bakugo knew that he was only one Midoriya really hanged out with. Bakugo wouldn't push it though. He could be an introvert if he wanted, as him and the guys would leave. Midoriya would pick up his things, including his hero notebook, smiling at all the spell IDs he had in it, and especially excited for the fact that his grandfather said he would begin his more serious training, teaching more about magic in preparation for UA. Midoriya would run out of the school excited, but quickly go to more of a steady walk. A couple minutes later, Bakugo would actually catch up to him as Midoriya asked, "Weren't you going out with your friends?" I would say, "Yeah, I forgot my wallet at home," as they would walk for a little bit. When they got under an overpass, a manhole cover would come up as they looked to see what the noise was, as sludge just oozed out. Midoriya would reach into his backpack and pull out his wand, and Bakugo would be on guard. Midoriya would just say, "Is there something we can help you with?" Hoping it was just a city worker who just happened to look like a villain. As the sludge villain said, "You could hand over your bodies." As any concept of this going peacefully immediately left. As Bakugo jumped back and Midoriya prepared a spell. As he cast Magic Missile, as 3 green orbs shot out, they pierced the sludge villain's body. Before he just chuckled. "You think that's gonna hurt me, kid?" As Bakugo quickly grabbed Midoriya, pulling him away. The sludge villain would jump behind them, though, cutting off their escape. Midoriya would quickly say, "Flame Bolt!" As a burst of red energy would pop out of his hand and explode. The sludge villain would say, "What the heck's your quirk, kid?" As would proceed to blast the sludge villain. It didn't seem to do any damage as they started running towards the other side. Sludge villain would launch again, with the two separating, jumping to either side. The sludge villain would attack Bakugo again, Midoriya saying, "Shield!" as a green shield blocked the sludge villain, with Midoriya running over to Bakugo. The sewage drain the sludge villain oozed out of would explode, as the manhole cover would fly up, as a large buff man would come out. Midoriya noticed him at an instant, but it realized he was pulling back a swing. Midoriya then realized All Might couldn't see them, as he quickly rushed in front of Bakugo, as a massive blast of air came through. Midoriya had no more spell slots, and he didn't know any cantrips that could work. As Midoriya got in front of Bakugo, as the pressure of wind would hit, it would knock the wind out of Midoriya and sending him to the ground. He would come back to his senses a minute later, realizing that the sludge villain was out, and All Might was standing over him worriedly. Midoriya would be like, "All Might?" With Bakugo saying, "Yes, it's All Might. You're not dreaming." "Jeez, you know I could have taken that hit. You didn't have to jump in front of me." Midoriya would chuckle. "Yeah." As they would quickly hurry up and get the sludge villain into the containers, as Bakugo would actually say, "Hey, sir, could you autograph something?" Looking around, seeing Midoriya's notebook. As he just said, "2 autographs, please." Midoriya would just say, "You don't have to be that upfront." As All Might would say, "Those are a couple of pretty impressive quirks you have there. I'll let this slide since, you were trying to defend yourselves. Are you hoping to take the hero track?" As both boys would nod, as All Might wrote down his signature, with the ease of someone who's done it 1,000 times. As he handed the notebook back, Bakugo and Midoriya would just say, "Yes, we're planning on going to UA." As All Might chuckled, "Then I hope to see you as pro heroes one day." As he took the sludge villain that was captured in a bottle and leaped away, chuckling, "I think I'll just wait a little bit on choosing who my successor will be. I know Nezu and Nada think that the boy they thought of would be the perfect successor, but I think I'll want to see what the options are." As that's where we're going to leave off this What If for today. I hope you enjoy this new series. Kind of hope to have some coming out regularly that's not just 2 series, just to get a change of pace. And I do hope you do like, share, and subscribe. That way I can see you around the channel and you get all my wonderful What If content. As this will be the Spellry, signing off.